this land is here for you and me. Keep Hawaiian lands in Hawaiian hands, yeah. Keep Hawaiian lands in Hawaiian hands, yeah.
Put our ku'e signs down and their legacy. Aloha. 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 E kalahui e kalahui e haawi ke aku I ka mai ena e ho'o mana'o I ka mole o nā kupuna a e pili e na lokahi puana ia mai puana ia mai puana ia mai e kalahui e kalahui e haawi ke aku I ka mai ena e ho'o mana'o I ka mole o nā kupuna a e pili e na lokahi puana ia mai puana ia mai puana ia mai e kalahui e kalahui e haawi ke aku I ka mai ena e ho'o mana'o I ka mole o nā kupuna a e pili e na lokahi puana ia mai puana ia mai puana ia mai e ho mai imi e ho mai na au e ho mai kupuna e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai ke lei mai la o ka ula I ke kai e o ka malama o ni hau a mali e a mali e pa ka inu waila ke inu mai lana hale o nawe I ke kai no nawe ka hala no puna ka wahine no ka lua no I kilawea ke lei mai la o ka ula I ke kai e o ka malama o ni hau ua mali e a mali e pa ka inu waila ke inu mai lana hale o nawe I ke kai no nawe ka hala no puna ka wahine no ka lua no I kilawea aloha e kupuna.
You are familiar actually with First Iolani Palace. So you've actually been to the palace?
Come closer.
You have not been to the palace. How many of you are familiar with Hawaiian history? What part? The part you learned in high school, which was probably wrong. Well, the more recent stuff, which is right, you know. I wanted to take you actually on a little bit of a tour. You got 5 minutes? This is a grounds tour. I wanted to walk around and show you some things about this place that are significant, that you probably wouldn't know because nobody would tell you. We're standing here on this area called Palace Square. The palace sits in the middle, right? And the whole area is quadrants, 4 of them. We're in what's called the Diamond Head Makai quadrant. Towards the ocean, towards Diamond Head. That over there is the Ewa Makai. Got that, right? So that side is Mauka. What's significant about this quadrant and what I guess people don't really talk about is this whole area is a burial ground. You are on, good morning, you're on a burial ground. And so you should treat this place accordingly. And inside that area that's surrounded by the little wall and the tea leaf plants is Pohukaina. And our ancestors, collective ancestors, are buried in there. I think there are 31 people. And we know who's in there. We don't know who's related to who because we don't know who you are. But the reality is that the more that you hear names of ancestors of Kupuna, the more you're going to relate. In 1893, when we were taken, the Queen could see the Boston, the USS Boston, from the second floor. that tells you that behind this building here was the harbor. All the rest of that stuff was built up, right? And buildings were placed on it. But she could see them, and their guns were pointing over here. And her comment was, why are they pointing their guns at us? Well, history moves along and we kind of know why the guns were pointing at us. In the basement, which you can't see from here, we may not actually want to walk there, it takes forever. When you're walking to the front steps, if you're walking around the palace, I want you to look down at the bottom step. What you're going to see are a series of stars, little holes that are shaped like stars that are in the basement, in the bottom step. Those were the places where the rifles were sticking through when the people who were guards at the palace tried to defend the palace. I mean, that's how they did it. So this whole area is very historic. It's full of symbols, and it's full of evidence of our history, which is not what you may have learned in high school. I certainly did learn that history in high school. So in 1893, overthrow in 1897, the Queen was in Washington, D.C. She was writing back and forth to the men and women who supported her, the Hui Aloha Aina, which Kamahana well knows about. And when she was writing, she asked them to get the people together, asked them to sign a petition and say, we don't want to be part of the United States. We protest annexation. She said, can you guys do that? And within a very short time, months, the people are here, men and women, went to all the islands and collected signatures. 2 petitions went out. One of them had some 21,000 signatures on it. These signs are names of some of the people who signed those petitions. Every Hawaiian person today, everyone of Hawaiian blood, and a lot of people who are not of Hawaiian blood, is related to somebody who signed. What's going to happen when you look at these signs and you put them in the ground is you're going to recognize those names. Your name. You're going to see your name. That's a good thing. That tells you that your ancestors did not stand by and say, yeah, go. We don't care. What they said was, no way. We don't want to be part of them. Because if we are part of them, we will lose our land. So that's what you're here to do, is to help us lay out those signs. At 1:30 p.m., inside that building called Kana'ina, which is right behind you, the old archives building, we are doing a drama, a reenactment of something that happened in 1897. Please join us for that too. There's no fee, but you want to come a little early so you don't have to stand. It's generally standing room only. So come at 1, we start at 1:30. Finally, this is Pono, who's over here with his camera in my face. He's gonna walk around and he's gonna ask you all, when you're laying the signs in the ground, hopefully you'll actually read those names. I want you to pick up a sign, any sign, and Pono is gonna videotape. I want you to say that person's name. That's all. 5 seconds. Read that name, say it, hold it, be proud. That person did something pretty risky by signing their name to a petition protesting annexation to the United States. And that's all I wanted to say. Does anybody have any questions?
Talk to me.